Welcome to the bold analysis. Immediately after the Jamhuri Day celebrations in Uhuru Gardens, Moses Kuria opened a fight with Rigathi Gachagua after meeting in this critical list of honors. And I want us to look at how that unfolded. But before it, there is something I just want to, it's just my flip side here, is about this tweet, a very disturbing tweet. There is this activist known as Julius Kamau. Now, Julius Kamau, something happened. He was carrying this placard when William Ruto was making his speech, and Social Justice Center Working Group is reporting that Julius Kamau, seasoned human rights activist, has been violently arrested by Presidential Security Unit and whisked away in unregistered car to unknown destination. Julius was just executing his democratic rights as a patriot. We call for his immediate release. I think I've been seeing this trending. I know can be charged. He can't be charged by causing disturbance, but I think we should not. It should just be produced in court, and if there's some charges that conferred against him, then he should actually face his charges. So I don't think it was anything wrong to do that, because maybe that was the best platform for him. Back to the Moses Kuria Rigathi Gachagua fight. Immediately, the list of those who were conferred with national honors was released. 3 cabinet secretaries were missing in that list, and one of them was Moses Kuria. The other one was Aisha Jumwa and Alice Wahome. And from Mount Kenya, it's only the 2 from all the cabinet secretaries from Mount Kenya. It's only Moses Kuria and it's only Moses Kuria and Alice Wahome. Now, Alice Wahome was recently reshuffled. The same with Moses Kuria, was also recently reshuffled from entrepreneurship, that side, to this other side of this new ministry portfolio of performance and delivery. And Rebecca Miano, who took over the trade, was actually conferred with those honors. So Rigathi went, Moses Kuria shared this: "We shall be there no matter what." This is normally a phrase that is normally used by my friend Gabriel Oguda. And shared the names of those who had been given those honors. And he's taking a fight with Rigathi because the national, if you look at the roles of the office of the Deputy President, National and County Governments Honors Advisory Committee is chaired by the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. So the person that maybe gave that list, that compiled that list, comes from the office of the Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua. So I want us just to look at those who have been given, those who have been honored. From the cabinet, we have Susan Nahumisha, we have Penina Malonza, Eliud Owalo, Lance C.S. Njeru Macharia, Zakaria, Davis Chirchir, Rebecca Miano. They have been. Now others, there are some who already have. Kindiki is also missing the list, but I think it had been given by former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, if you check that list on the political party side, on the governor's side, 2 governors were given, were feted on the opposition side. That is Nyasuna or Nyahoma Bay, Gladys Wanga, and Wavinya Ndeti. Then the rest of it went to Kenya Kwanza in parliament, and let's just look the full list. The other side of the divide, yes, there were a host of other governors that were feted, including Nairobi governor here. I think there was Nairobi governor, there was Susan Kihika, yeah, in that list, amongst others. Then there is also the House leadership. House leadership, Opiyo Wandayi was feted, who is the leader of minority leader in the Senate, and his counterpart, Stewart Mazayo. Now we understand that Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna was also another nominee who was running for the Chief of the Order of the Burning Spear Award, and he was also removed from the list. And I guess it is because of this, why this explanation he gave, why he skipped the State of the Nation address.
Unity and inclusiveness, which I will take together. Mr. Speaker, we live in an era where we are being told every single day that in fact, if you did not vote for this government, you have no shares in this government, and that you should expect nothing at all. What I expected the head of state to do is to tell us that ever since those pronouncements have been made, I have taken certain steps to rein in members of my administration who might not understand what Article 10 speaks about when it speaks of inclusivity and national unity, and that we give an undertaking, or he gives an undertaking, that we will not hear about that issue of shareholding anymore. Mr. Speaker, the first untruth that I want to invite this House to agree with me that I encountered is in paragraph 9 of the President's speech, where he acknowledges that it is the duty of all of us as leaders to listen keenly and comply with the people's wishes. Now, that is where I took my first shot, Mr. Speaker, because I know for a fact that Kenyans have spoken over many, many policies that this administration has put in place, including the taxation measures that have been imposed through the Finance Bill of 2023, but this government has chosen to ignore the people's pleas and in fact to do the exact opposite of what the people have been asking.
I remember even, this is not the first time, because even Ledama Olekina was supposed to be awarded during the Mashujaa Day, but his name was actually removed from that list. So there are those who have missed. Now recently, I also understand that even government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura was supposed to be that list, and those are some of the names that were deleted probably last minute. And if you look at that full list, by there you can ask you, who do you think is there unfairly? Who do you think should not be there? I really want to get to a point on this. Now, Alice Wahome recently had a scuffle with William Ruto's handlers when she raised alarm that some water budget for Mount Kenya was rerouted to the Ukambani site. And the land CS was allegedly a bit irritated by how, despite the fact that they were working as a caucus, but Gachagua had failed even to push on that. The one other person who was missing is Aisha Jumwa. Cannot be explained, but of course, it's true that not everyone could actually get it. That's also one point. There is also one point you cannot underestimate, that not any other person, not all, even if the opportunity is available, it could not be given to all. Moses Kuria has come out guns blazing and is blaming Rigathi Gachagua for what is going on, and according to him, he has missed because of Rigathi Gachagua. Now, so many things are at stake, and I think this is not the first time we are seeing Moses Kuria pointing a finger at Rigathi. Even at the time he was moved from the trade portfolio to the other cabinet portfolio, he blamed Rigathi Gachagua, that to some extent Rigathi Gachagua might have influenced. But before I look at, because in this podcast I want to explain why Ruto-Rigathi rivalry is deeper, and I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. I want to explain that. But before that, I want to make a very interesting point here. Looking at that list, I have seen William Ruto honoring even cabinet members whose dockets have been facing troubles, especially the energy sector. The energy sector has been facing troubles. I have also seen those honors only going to the people at the upper part of the pyramid. I'm not seeing any hustler there. I'm not seeing any boda guy there. I think if someone wanted to visualize better bottom-up economic model, then you needed to find, some good Kenyan. Last time we feted, we honored Githeriman, and Kenyans really complained. But again, we needed to see that. We are not seeing any suppressed list. Oh, there is Mr. Agriculture. There is one person there. But that list is dominated by men and women who call the shots. I don't know whether that is something to point out now. There's some 4 reasons, according to me, why Moses Kuria and Rigathi Gachagua's rivalry is not going to end anytime soon. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Thank you very much for watching and kindly share our videos. Now, number 1, Moses Kuria is perceived to be supporting the Maina Njenga axis in Mount Kenya, and the Maina Njenga axis is actually rivaling Rigathi Gachagua. 2 things. Rigathi hatched a scheme with the caucus of Mount Kenya Women League to run a very selfish and malicious political narrative that Maina Njenga was reviving Mungike. And after that, it actually came and Rigathi went to Mount Kenya and started saying, actually took up that matter. Only for Moses Kuria to come up and hit and respond to Kithure Kindiki, asking Kithure Kindiki that he should not listen to that story of Mungike. Now, yesterday, there was an event in Ruiru Stadium. And in that event, Moses Kuria attended. And he was one of the elected, only the senior most government official who attended it, because I saw some of the notable figures were the Waititu and Kabogo. I will look at that probably tomorrow. And there is something that came out of it. Kabogo was telling Moses Kuria that I hear they want to remove you from government. If they remove you, they will really know us. And he was saying, and Kabogo was telling the crowd that do not heckle Moses Kuria because Moses Kuria is one of our own, but any other cabinet secretary who comes here, make sure you heckle him or her. Now, allegedly, those are some of the statements that Kabogo made. And that event, they were hitting government. Yes, even Kabogo. I've just gotten that sound bites. I've just sent them to someone to translate so that we will package a very good video on that tomorrow. And those are some of the things. There have been multiple meetings between Moses Kuria and Maina Njenga in some TV and radio stations. And if Rigathi is the person to decide whether Moses Kuria is honored or not, then I'm so sure that he may not honor Moses Kuria. But even without that, Moses Kuria has been making so much political blunders even in public. Even, speak blunders. He's been very vulgar whenever he goes in public. And I think even if he was to be honored, he would be to be honored for what? For having done what? Because I think when is one of the leaders that have been speaking so harshly to Kenyans, when Kenyans were asking accountability questions. So sometimes you might complain, but then why are you being feted? As much as not any other person there really deserves it, according to me, apart from those athletes. The other people, the anti-corruption guy, I don't think they even deserve it, because for me, I'm not seeing any track record on them. Number 2, there's something that rattles William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. And this is the fact that despite Moses Kuria having a cabinet portfolio, he has remained active on politics. And I want to explain. Do you remember when I did a video analysis on the cabinet reshuffle? And I said, I can remember very well that one of the reasons why Moses Kuria was moved from that trade cabinet as a cabinet secretary in charge of trade to this other new one that was created, is because these two leaders, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and William Ruto, were uncomfortable by the way he had taken over that ministry and was running some political optics. And one of them was the launch of the county industrial aggregation parks. That launch had seen Moses Kuria moving from one county to the other. It was live streamed. It was all over the television station, and it was a big thing. Now, do you know, and have you ever wondered what happened next? What happened next is, after Rebecca Miano was given that cabinet portfolio, She called the cabinet members in a meeting, not the cabinet, she called the governors for a meeting, and the meeting was held at the county, at the Council of Governors headquarters, and the MOUs were signed indoors without the cabinet going to those counties even to launch those county industrial aggregation parks. It was never done. It was done then in the boardroom. And this is some of the things, this is one thing that Moses Kuria was doing. I remember when he just took over this one, and the NOS now falls under him. He's been making very popular statements and he's been positioning himself. Now, one thing that Rigathi would not want, and I can tell you, contrary to what Rigathi has been telling the public, said at some time back that I'm not interested in that succession, I'm not interested to be the Mount Kenya kingpin. He do not want to see anyone threatening his space. And that is what exactly Moses Kuria has been doing. And that's why they've been at loggerheads. So one of the reasons why Kuria Rigathi rivalry is deeper is this one. And that one's because Moses Kuria is a politician, by the way. He was given a cabinet portfolio, but he's a politician. That's one thing you cannot remove for him. Number three is Wamatangi headline on the Kiambu County giving land for affordable housing is believed to be getting backing of even people like Moses Kuria. Yeah, because the time there was some impeachment, allegedly he's been supporting Wamatangi. And Wamatangi has been branded as a man who is not supporting the national government. But I've seen he's also one of the governors that has been feted, or rather has been honored on the new list that has just come out. Lastly, the issue of Chama cha Kazi. Chama cha Kazi, Moses Kuria was asked to fold Chama cha Kazi so that he will take up the cabinet position, because of course, in the virtue of being cabinet, by the virtue of being a cabinet secretary, you're not allowed to hold a cabinet, you're not allowed to hold a political position. But there have been talks behind the scene that Moses Kuria believes that immediately if he's going to be kicked out of government, then he's going to revive that party. And Rigathi Gachagua doesn't have a party. No contingency party. Rigathi Gachagua believes UDA belongs to them and is the deputy party leader of UDA, and that's the end of it. So I think I would want to end it at that, but look at it deeply. I want to see who do you think is in that list and do not deserve. And according to you, who do you think would have been nominated? Yes, who do you think would have been nominated? Because there are quite a number of good Kenyans doing some good stuff outside here, but they just go unnoticed. Yes, quite a number of good guys are doing some good stuff, but they've gone unnoticed. So share with us, what do you think about this? And we can read your feedback through the comment section. Thank you.